It's happening. We're doing it. We are all ready to go. I've got a very plastic shirt on today. Monkey butt. I get monkey butt on cam. Big dogs at my feet. We are raising money for the IFAW. I made a smaller goal today because it was very red across the market, and I recognized that red days people don't quite have the oomph to donate, but Charity Tuesdays are fantastic. We're donating to the IFAW to help animals that are caught in Ukraine, in the war in Ukraine. A lot of them have forced been abandoned, have scattered because of loud noises, been injured. Lots of horrible stuff, and so they really can't help themselves. So we're going to help them if we can, and that's where we're here. And while I'm done explaining that, we're gonna do one of these. Woo! Nope, go there. Do it. Go. All right, here we go. So we are 5% of our way to work, 5% of the way to our goal. So excellent. We're well on our way. We're right off the bat here. Again, it's Charity Tuesday. We're raising money for IFAW to help out creatures in Ukraine. They're doing some good work. I put the link in. All right, I need to go. Get rid of you. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, sorry. So you can have an idea of what they're up to. Here is a link to their work. Every penny that's donated today, and if you watch the show like a year from now, if you click the donate button on the bottom right corner there, right corner, it will go to the IFAW directly to them. And any commercials that you watch for this show also goes to them indefinitely. So our Charity Tuesday shows do great work. So if you're watching this as a recorded version, you can still donate and help out little creatures. And I thank you so much for it. What do I have to talk about? We're going to talk about... So Elon has financed his bid to take over Twitter. He put up something like almost $70 billion of his Tesla stock as collateral to get 20-something billion dollars out of them. And then there's other financiers who are jumping in as part of the team to take Twitter private. Looking at the details of it, it is a bad idea. So if the price of Tesla drops 40%, the collateral automatically belongs to the lenders. So if Tesla falls to between $570 and $600, Elon loses all that stock. And he has to pay the loan back. The interest on the loan comes out to about $1.5 billion a year, which is roughly half of all the revenue that Twitter has earned in 2021. So he cannot afford to lose users at all across that platform. Because if the revenue falls, what's he going to use to pay the interest on his loans? He's going to have to sell stock to just pay the interest on his loans, significant amount of it each year. I don't think he got a very good deal. I guess we'll see. There's still a chance. I guess Twitter board is putting it as a vote to shareholders, so shareholders will get a chance to vote yay or nay. My guess is, they'll probably vote yay, which means everybody's going to get that $54 and whatever cents put in their account in response to their shares. I'd rather own Twitter stock than sell it to Elon for $54 personally, but to each their own. Yes. Okay. Oh boy, we're at $82 already. We are 16.4% of the way to our goal. Who do we got here? Kelsey Chapman donated. Hungry Caveman, thank you. Anonymous. Andrew Stewart, thank you. Cameron Mirza, thank you so much. Meatball Candy, thank you. Oat Milk Man, still the most threatening name I've ever read in my entire life. Thank you so much. You guys are going to help these little creatures on this wonderful Charity Tuesday. The Spy took a huge dip today. Did not look like the Plunge Protection team was at work doing anything to that effect. So Yeah, right across the board. China's red, Europe's red. Huge problems with diesel fuel right now. So, in order to make diesel fuel, you need natural gas to pull sulfur out of diesel fuel when refining it. Natural gas is not getting to European refineries, so they are not able to make diesel fuel in adequate enough numbers. And so they're having the largest diesel deficit in the entire world right now, which is making diesel prices just become disconnected from regular gasoline prices. I'm sure there's going to be an uptick in diesel production from refineries elsewhere to ship to Europe to take advantage of that arbitrage in the market. But it's making a lot of things a lot more expensive. You make diesel fuel, so you make fuels basically by different boiling temperatures of crude oil. So you stick crude oil in these big vats and you boil them. You get to 85 degrees or whatever, and butane comes off, and you get to, I don't know, 300 degrees, and gasoline comes off. To make things like jet fuel, you need probably 400, 500, 600 degree temperatures. Diesel's the next step up, so it's a little more intensive, but usually in crude oils, a larger bulk of it can be used for diesel fuels. And that's why historically, prior to 2008, diesel fuel is always cheaper than gasoline. But we learned that high sulfur diesel was really, really bad for the environment, contributed heavily to acid rain, eating away forests and plant life and limestone and concrete. And so basically globally, the world now is trying to make sulfur fuels have a lot less sulfur in them. And so we need that natural gas in order to pull the sulfur out of those fuels. Now, we've got other issues happening. The port of Shanghai, which is responsible for like 20% of all exports, is basically shut down. There's like 1,000 ships stuck, anchored, waiting to have access to the port. But due to the COVID lockdowns in China, ain't nothing happening. So we're gonna have another huge supply chain issue as well. The war in Ukraine is getting a little weirder. We talked a little bit about the fires happening across Russia at some very sensitive sites, fuel depots, munition depots, rocketry science labs, things like that. No one quite knows who's doing it. If it's sabotage, if it's an oligarch gang war, like a mafia war, if it is related to Ukrainians. But some of these strikes are further away than Ukrainian weapons can reach. So, the ones at the oil depots looked like, from CCTV footage, looked like missile strikes. But it's a type of missile that Ukraine could not have launched to get there. So we don't quite know why or how or who blew those sites up. So there might be an internal struggle happening as people see a weakness in Putin. Oligarchs are dying like crazy. It's pretty interesting, man. Okay, so reminder, charity show. Please donate away. Get in there if you can. I know we got a later start today than normal. Normally we'd be earlier in the daytime. So what are you gonna do? But we're gonna try to help those critters as much as we can. Okay, so to your chats. William Morgan, NASDAQ tumbles the lowest since late 2020. Yes, the NASDAQ is down 20-something%. NASDAQ. Oops. No, I don't want to go to the NASDAQ.com. Just NASDAQ ticker. There we go. Okay. Oh, you guys can't see that. Duh. Always forget to do that. Chrome. Oh, shit. I forgot to turn the intro off. I'm stuck. I'm trapped. Damn it. I've just checkmated myself. Okay. Well, we'll just go like that. Okay. So year to date, we were. Is this that's just NASDAQ Incorporated in general. Not the NASDAQ. Was it QQQ? Is that the? Yeah. Year to date. QQQ is the index. So we're at 401 January 3rd. and we're at 317 now. So we're down 20% for NASDAQ overall for the year. That's pretty garbage. So, yeah. What's NASDAQ 100? That's not pop up. But all right, prepare yourselves. Corner myself, and nothing I can do. The only way I can turn off the intro is to click on the big Houston button. If I click on the big Houston button, the intro automatically plays. Donate to charity in honor of my second damn intro. All right, here you go. Now, so weird. Like, my brain, I will turn the intro on at the beginning of the show, and I'll think, oh, turn the intro on when it's off. You just click the little button, turn it off. But then I go and I look and I watch the little explosion. I think, okay, I got to start talking as soon as that little thing goes black. And I start talking. And immediately the piece of information says, turn the intro off, just leaves my brain. It's replaced with, time to start talking. Man. This is not my week. That's why everything's red today. It's because my mojo's off with the intros. That's why. Okay. Yes, the NASDAQ has tumbled, and it's down quite a lot. William Morgan, Elon's Twitter will require every account to be verified or deleted to remove hundreds of millions of bot accounts. It's true. And what's funny is that I posed a question to Elon about his free speech claims, saying, like, are you going to take user experience into account? Meaning, if it becomes an unmoderated hellscape of harassment and racism and things like that, like Parler and Gab and Truth Social are full of, and users leave as a result, like, is he going to take any of that consideration for moderation? And what's funny is, underneath his tweet about I'm deleting bots and troll farm accounts, all these bots and troll farm accounts are arguing with me. All I do is go to Bot Sentinel. I'm like, dude, Elon's going to delete your account. Well, you think I'm some sort of bot? And it's like 92% bot score. Yes, you are. You are definitely a bot. Yeah, it's funny. Howie Frog, Man of War, Warriors of the World, or Motorhead, Victory or Die. Ooh. Man. I do love me some Lemmy. But seriously, Monkey Butt, which one would you prefer to rock out to? Man of War is a little bit more... I'm gonna go Motorhead. I just love myself some Motorhead. I'm gonna pick Motorhead on that one. I'm basically flipping the coin, really, in my brain. Kelsey Chapman, Houston, do you think some funds are getting liquidated, or Plunge Protection Team just taking a break? Taking a break. I think Plunge Protection Team may have been told to let this thing correct a little more. If the NASDAQ drops 10% in 30 days, where are we? Year to date. So March 29th, we're at 371. And today we're down to 317. So let's go to quick calculator. I think it definitely qualifies as a correction. So was it 3? So March 29th, 371.19 and 317. So 317 divided by 371, and that gets us, yeah, we're down 15%. So we're definitely in that correction territory as defined by the powers that be. So people, why is everyone calling me? What the heck? Oh, sorry, Mark, I can't respond to you right now. So yeah, so we're definitely in that correction territory, but I think it's just a start. there's so much more news that has not gotten into the forefront of the average American's brain yet that's bad about the economy, that there's still a ways to go. What we wait for on these things is for the public to become aware of this stuff. And once the public becomes aware, and then the rest of the market finally goes, the sky's falling, and they start freaking out. So it takes that extra step there. J-Dog, go Mariners. Also, Robinhood laid off 9% of employees. Might be a good time for, puts might be a good option. Yeah, I forgot to put that in there. Yes, Robinhood's laying off 9% of their workforce. They didn't say, I didn't see in the article who. Like, is it customer service? Is it programmers? Is it, IT? Like, who, marketers? Who is getting laid off? And how can you get rid of almost 10% of your employees? How can you decimate your employee force and still make a viable product? Unless they're like temporary workers, just don't need them anymore. I don't know. It's hard to have redundancy in a company that small. But I guess they have it. Hoshi Gaming. Could what they did to Twitter happen to GME? Where they take your shares and give you cash instead? Respect the decision to not DRS, but could DRS prevent that scenario? No. DRS would actually hurt that scenario. Because if your shares are DRS'd, they immediately just swap them. And anyone who has synthetic share would not get swapped, and everyone would be forced to close. So if you are DRS'd, you'd actually be screwed in the situation where there's a hostile takeover where a bid has been made. And yeah, it would come to a vote of the holders. So since retail holds the vast majority of GameStop, they could easily vote yay or nay, or ask for a much higher bid. So at this point, let's say the bid is $300 a share. How many of you are going to take that? None of you are going to take that. Not a single one of you would take that. You would say no, make it $1 million a share, and you got a deal. And then whoever's going to hostile take over is like, there's not enough money in the universe. We go, exactly. So eat shit. So no, they could not. But if that situation came down to it, and you DRS your shares, you would not benefit from any closing of positions with those synthetics and accounts. You would actually lose out in that situation. Okay, well, you're in studio, so we're just not going to talk about Twitter. We talked about Twitter. Of course, you wrote that before we started the show. And Donnell likes charity as well. Jump in there. We're at $97. We're almost 20% of the way to our goal already, and the viewer numbers are starting to climb. When I do an evening show like this, it's like the worst time. People on the East Coast are getting sleepy. People on the West Coast are just finishing dinner. People in Europe are asleep. So I made the goal a little bit smaller this time around, and it was a big red day for everybody. So. Patrick Bean, Houston, is there any way to read all the comments on 003? I can find the page to read the rule, but not everyone's comments on it. I thought I saw a link. NSCC 0022 003. Where is you? No, I gotta click on you. Oops, that's 13. Wrong one. Dang it. 2022. Rule 3. Nope, that's just the rule. Dang it. Where is... comments. And if you want to make a comment, let me go there, let me go copy link address, and let me pop you in. Nope, that's just JavaScript. That's not the link address at all. Shoot. Go there. Copy link address. Go there. Go there. And it's just Windows. Anyway. Comments. Try to submit comments. Ruling comments. Nope, that takes me to how to submit. I wonder, I thought I saw a link for existing comments. We're going to have to FOI this sucker? FAO, Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, FOIA. Please online form, blah, blah, blah. But you can get to, at least make your own comment. You can get to this link here. Put in the chat there. And scroll down to the NSCC Rule 3. No, I don't see where the comments are. Huh. Weird. All right, well, at least we know. At least we know we can't see them yet. Maybe they won't print them until the comment period's over, which I think is in 2-ish weeks. Whoa, up to 143. I should probably do some thank yous here. Okay, the last one was the always threatening oat milk man. And then we have to thank Anonymous, thank you. We're going to thank Donnell, thank you. Anonymoth, Drew Saul, Bex, B Miles, thank you so much. Goodness gracious, you guys are getting us there in a hurry. We are 30% of our way, almost 30% of our way, 28.6% of our way to our goal. Okay. There's Patrick Bean's question. Okay. Stephen Latham, are oil prices dropping? Will that affect metamaterials land sale much? Are they dropping? I know it's just the price of diesel. We talked about diesel a second ago is screaming. The dog's eating in her sleep right now. Where are we? We're not that low. We're at 105 for Brent crude. So prices went up a little bit today for oil in general. OPEC went down a little bit. Louisiana Light down a little bit. But for the most part, we're still over $100 a barrel for these oils. Different types of oils have different types of consistencies and different densities, and they're better for certain things. So like oil from Africa, from say like Angola or Nigeria, is really low in sulfur, so it's really easy to make low sulfur diesel out of those fuels. Oh shoot, you guys can't see what I'm seeing. You're still looking at the calculator. Gosh dang it. There we go. So you can see here, Brent crude is at 105, almost 106. But yeah, so one of the things I was reading is that Angola and Nigeria don't have the infrastructure capacity to up production anymore. So diesel is going to still hurt quite a bit. But I still think oil has room to run. This summer is supposed to be the most intense traveling summer in human history. And that means a lot of jet fuel, a lot of diesel fuel, a lot of cars on the road, people going places, and it's going to be expensive, and it's going to eat into where they go and you goofy dog, where they go and what they can spend when they get there. If you budgeted $1,000 in fuel when you planned your trip, 4 months ago, and your trip this summer is going to cost you $2,000 in fuel, that's going to limit a lot of what you can do. So, despite the predictions for a huge travel summer, I think a lot of folks may be priced out of travel at the moment. So, Okay, and yes, will that affect metamaterial sales for land much? Oil didn't drop too much, or at all, so I don't think so. Looks like... yeah, I mean, the 1 month, it's been bouncing around quite a bit. It went as low as like $94 this month. So we're between this month's high and this month's low right now. Anything over $90, metamaterial should be able to sell very well. Remember, metamaterial, the oil leases are worth nothing if oil's at like $50, but every dollar it goes above that becomes significantly more valuable. And those fields should sell for more. A non-C-SPAN lover, thanks for the charity shows, Wade. My first YouTube donation completed tonight. Excellent. Woohoo! There we go. Getting them started early. We're over 30% of our way to our goal. Fantastic. We're doing it with a pretty small crowd tonight in the viewership. So we're gonna get there though. We're gonna get there. I'm slowly gonna work on you guys, and we're gonna help a whole bunch of little creatures. And I may have to, if I have to, I'll put up adorable photos of animals that are being rescued in Ukraine, and maybe that will pull on those heartstrings, and you folks will just open your wallets and dump it into YouTube. Andrew Stewart, Houston, if reproduction is the meaning of life, then why are the old twig and berries just hanging out? No bones to protect them. Well, because of regulating temperature, rather than little spermatozoas being able to adapt to our body's temperature, we developed dropping nuts outside of ourselves to keep them air cooled. And wearing tighty whities can actually kill off and lower your sperm count. So if men really wanted to like have as much sperm as possible, they'd probably be walking around in kilts without their underwear on. You let those boys swing free to get the most proper cooling mechanism. You want your blanket on you? Do you? You want your blanket on you? Don't you want people to watch you while we're doing a charity show for creatures? No? All right, go hide. For your long lost cousins halfway around the world, we'll just do a little monkey butt, but that's what we got going for us today. So that's why your twig and berries just hang out, is because you got to regulate that stuff. There are some creatures where it's a little bit inside. Cats are one of them. You gotta pop that nut out of there if you're gonna a cat. Dogs, definitely everyone knows a dog that has the biggest testicles I've ever seen just swinging around. Most mammals, it's outside the body because our body temperatures are so warm that it just kills off the little guys. So that's why. That is why. Come here for stories on balls. Nut Muffin, Houston, if I buy GME tomorrow, will I still get the dividend? And how do you say gloves in Spanish? I don't know how you say gloves in Spanish. I don't know. How do you say gloves in Spanish? Or English to Spanish translation. Yeah. Guantes? Guantes. There you go. That's how you say it. Yes, if you buy GME shares tomorrow, you should get the share dividend. They have not announced the date of record for the dividend yet. The only date of record that was announced is the record to vote, which was April 8th. So if you had shares by April 8th, you have the ability to vote for the shareholders meeting on June 2nd. My guess is after that is when they will establish the date of record for when people get their dividend shares. If we pass the vote and do all that stuff. So there you go. You should still be good. Just from DAX, markets seem to be crashing. Is MOAS right around the corner? I think the markets have a ways to go. I think they're going to drop quite a bit. So, yeah. MOAS is right around the corner, I think simply because the dividend is coming. The market dropping may just coincide with all that. So it might be in our interest to have the markets drop before MOAS begins, just politically speaking, so that we don't get blamed for it. That it's Russia, it's supply chain, it's corporate greed, it's the housing market. It could be all these other things, and we're not going to be the focus of it this time until we win out. And then people will be like, but they made money. So that's where we may be on that. Guantes. Monkey Wrench Studios. So is Elon fighting against the same crooks as the GME crowd? Yes and no. a lot of those groups shorted Tesla, that's for sure. But Elon also has done really sketchy shit himself. He's definitely manipulated the crypto market, pumping Bitcoin and Dogecoin back and forth. He has definitely skirted or broken disclosure laws, possibly done insider trading. I mean, he dumped $30 billion in stock right before they announced a whole bunch of recalls, things like that. He and his brother both. So the SEC does have an argument against Elon when he makes the tweets. Well, I'm going to take Tesla private, and then stock price crashes and all that stuff. Like that stuff can be seen as manipulation. And so, and he misfiled his documentation for Twitter. There's things in there that the SEC have against him. I think if Elon was actually fighting the same crooks as us, he would be jumping into one of these heavily shorted stocks and not into a Fortune 500, S&P 500 stock that I don't think has been shorted anywhere near what Bed Bath & Beyond or GameStop or Koss or anyone else has done. Like, for a lot less money, he could have made a lot bigger impact on the short hedge funds if that was truly what he was caring about. I mean, he could buy AMC theaters like that and put in bids and just pull up hundreds of millions of shares and conduct an absolute squeeze just for the hell of it. I don't know exactly. I don't think Twitter has anything to do with his fight either against the SEC or against short hedge funds in general. I think it's just sort of meh. Yeah. Guantes pronounced. Okay. Guantes? Who else we got here? Oh goodness, we are almost 40% of the way there. We're at 38% of our way to our goal. Fan-friggin-tastic. Okay. B Miles was our last one. So Josh Walker, thank you. Travis Wright, 13. Cam Bailey. Anonymous, thank you. Purportedly Stupid. Josh Pet Pals Tennessee. Of course, Josh Pet Pals Tennessee is going to donate to the pet charity. That's, if you didn't, I mean, I would question everything. And Chris P, thank you so much. And Bill Spevik, thank you. Yes. And Josh Pet Pals Tennessee also got a Twitter, and he's doing his own, he's talking about doing his own live stream about like how to train and take care of dogs and pets. So check his stuff out. Find him on Twitter and check out his, I think he's making a YouTube channel now, so you'll be able to click on that guy and see. Let's see here. Can I, if I click on you, Josh, does that, oh, I can't do it from here. And I'd probably also shut off my stream by accident if I did click on it. So I'm not going to touch that. But if you have the opportunity, check out his channel and go get some creature advice to help you with your animals. He's given me some pointers for the big dog who is just comatose on the ground right now. Exactly where I want him. Just play dead forever. Yeah. Man, that dog is just absolutely pulverized my nutsack over the last 6 weeks. It's been just, he loves to walk. He's good at healing. So like he's good at walking like right next to me. But he does this thing where he has to like check I'm there, and he does it by just wrecking balling my nutsack. Just kabam when I least expect it. And I've had just a permanent like lower bellyache for 6 weeks now. Just because 3 times a day that dog just headbutts me in the nards. I don't want to wear a cup every day. That's just give me jock itch. Like, how much longer do I have? 4.5 months? Is that what I got with you? 4.5 months? Okay. Gotta make it through. All right. So, William Morgan, Twitter could squeeze if Elon takes it private? Maybe. If there is a whole bunch of shorts out there, that could very possibly be the thing. So, all right. Oh, I was too far ahead in my chat, I think. Okay, where are we? Where are we? Trying to keep this up. Jesse Hartman, if Robinhood doesn't use lit exchange, why would it matter that they took the buy button away? If it's not causing any pressure on the market, why would they take it away? Well, it wasn't about necessarily pressure. It was because they were going to get margin called by took the buy button away. And not everyone was invested in something outside of an Apex traded network. These trading apps appealed to folks, and a lot of them went to trading apps, Webull and SoFi and Robinhood and stuff, and they tried getting into other platforms, like panicked, like I need to get into Fidelity or whatever, but it takes a few days to get into something like Fidelity and get your money from your account transferred in there. And by then it was too late. So it was that most of the retail investors were frozen out of the ability to affect the market. And not everything from Apex goes through a dark pool, but I think most of it does. 70-80% of it probably does. But that little 20% was mattered. That's where the price was jumping from. Aaron Salentine, did you see the ex-CEO of Torchlight was on a space call yesterday on Twitter, and he was talking about MMTLP dividend from MMTO? I still haven't had a chance to watch that yet. Someone sent me the link, and I have not. Dude, you have to watch this, or listen to this, and I have not had a moment to do that yet. So I still need to do that and hear what the man has to say. Parataran, a buddy of mine asked me about GME a while back. I sent him your famous, if I lose my $1,000, who gives a shit speech. Just sent me, he went, bought GME, hooked another one. Ugh, got him. All right, adding to the ape reserves there. Vindicator, BlackRock's biggest short position is Tesla. Citadel's largest long position is Tesla. Let the games begin. Oh, really? Yeah, so Tesla dropped 11% today. If Tesla drops 40% from this morning's price, so down to that $570, $600 level, Elon is really screwed. So he either has to pay his loan, I think it's either or. He has to pay his loan in full or give up $60-something billion in Tesla stock as it stands today. Or then it would be like $40 billion Tesla stock. But as far as fundamentals are concerned, Tesla is totally overpriced. But Tesla is a squeeze play. That combined with his cult of personality, everyone knows everyone's met an Elon bro. They worship him. He's like a deity for a bunch of little atheists. So that is what's keeping the price up so high. It's a combination of those two things. Just from Dax, how is Citadel meeting their margins with all their long positions crashing? I have no idea. It's just, your guess is as good as mine. Granted, GameStop and AMC and those are dropping with everything, so their margin is probably dropping as well at the moment. We'll see how long that lasts. Woo! We're at 235. Yeah. We're at 46% of our way. Almost halfway to our goal, everybody. Ooh, boy. We're going to help those little creatures. We're going to help all those little creatures in Ukraine. That's what we're going to do. Right, little monkey butt? Yes. Her butt agrees. Okay. Gordy, Houston, what would it take for you to give up on MOAS? What would it take for me to give up? Why would I give up? I mean, if someone wants, this channel is for sale for the right price of like, what, $4 million. I'll give up this channel and stop talking about this. But I'm just going to take that $4 million and put it into GameStop. So yeah, you can buy my voice for, if Ken Griffin, if you're listening, I am for sale. I will shut up and stop talking, but I will use my money to still screw you over. So there you go. So yeah, come bring it, man. I'll stop talking about this stuff for the right price. Wouldn't you? I'd go sit on the beach, pet my dog, go for a long drive, do things like that. Matt S. Houston, do you think the plunge protection team is giving up and finally going to let this do its business? Let the correction begin. Let's effing go. We're going to be so rich. Thanks for the second intro. Did I give him the second intro right there? I did, right? Damn it. Yeah, either they took the day off or they're like, we should let this thing ride a little bit. They might, I'm thinking about like pumping the brakes. I remember I had a bus driver in school who was a big brake pumper. Erp, 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 erp. And so all the kids in the bus were like, donk, 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 as the bus would come down to a stop. So one day I asked my mom, I was like, why does the bus driver do that? She's like, well, brakes overheat. So if you slam on them, they can get really warm. But if you pump them, you ease people into the stop while also not overheating the brakes. And I was like, oh, okay. So maybe they're easing the brakes a bit. Maybe the plunge protection team jumps in if there's going to be a really bad day. And they go, oh, we got to save this thing. And so as it's dripping, it levels out. And the next day they do it again. The next day they do it again. And then they do some sort of math and pump out some algorithm. They go, okay, today we can let it run. It's going to drop this many points. And we're going to be okay. We don't have to jump in. So they let their foot off the brake for a second and went down a bit. And maybe tomorrow, they're like, okay, we're going to pump the brakes a little tomorrow to keep everyone from panicking. And they're going to ease our way into this correction. And that might be what they're trying to do. And maybe it allows, folks with these assets under management that are at risk to consolidate and find forms of liquidity or capital. Rather than just letting the whole thing just spin out of control and fall off a cliff, which is, I think, would have happened already if the plunge protection team wasn't doing their thing. So we might be somewhere in there. Okay. Jose Luis Rosario, is Kenny G's personal wealth at risk at all? I don't know how much cash Kenny G has on hand and how much of it is tied into ownership of his fund and market maker and little side companies and stuff. That's a good question. I don't know how much liquidity he has. My guess is not much, but he probably has access to a whole bunch of foreign accounts that they've been stashing money in. So he's got that going for him. Oh, we're over the 50% mark. All right, everybody. We are at 53% of our way to our goal. I should probably do a couple more thank yous if that's the case. Scroll. There we go. Okay, where were we? We were at, I think, Anonymous, thank you. Oh, but no, Before Stupid, Josh Pepels. Those are our last ones, I think. Chris P, thank you. Bill Spevik, thank you. Tyler Connor, thank you. Fried Tater Explosion, thank you so much. We're getting there. Everybody. Hey, we crossed the 300 viewer mark. So those of you who are just joining us, it's our charity show. We are raising money for the IFAW and their work that's happening in Ukraine to help little animals, people's pets that have been caught in this horrible war. And a lot of them have been abandoned or lost their owners or have been scared from loud noises. I watched a heartbreaking video the other day of somebody trying to escape from one of these towns in eastern Ukraine, and their lab dog was just catatonic from there had been an artillery strike, and it just couldn't move anymore. And the poor person was sitting on the ground trying to reason with their terrified puppy, who was just like, I can't. That fight or flight, but there's also just going catatonic as one of those responses. Just I don't know what to do. Just complete shell shock. And so a lot of these little buddies need lots of help. I saw a video of in like just this debris pile, a mama cat and some kittens, and she had adopted a couple of puppies, and they're all just snuggled in, nursing off this mom cat. And you know, I think even the animals are recognizing, like, man, the situation is messed up. I got to help who I can, and you know, they're showing a bit more humanity than humans do oftentimes. So yeah, jump in there, help those guys out, and do what we can. We most of us are in these investments because we want to help others, and you know, that's the best part about Charity Tuesdays. Let's help those who can't necessarily help themselves, and make the world better in the process. So thank you for jumping in there, and thank you for your donations, and let's help the IFAW help these creatures. Okay. Paradigm Houston has nightmares about second intro. Close to it. Yes. Hoshi Gaming, sounds like your intro is tied to your image showing on the main display, so maybe tied to another scene, and that way is independent of you popping up your screen. Sorry, the chat. Well, Hoshi, here's the thing, is that if I make it another scene, I will turn the intro on, and then I'll forget to turn myself on, and you'll see blackness until I realize that I'm not on the screen for a long time, and then you guys just make fun of me for that. So I don't know what the solution is. Does anyone else have the second intro problem? Any other channel in the entire world? I don't know. Am I the only one who can't figure this out? Or do other people that use Streamlabs have the same issues? I don't get it. Like, why can't I just hit the intro and then that'll be it? If I change scenes, I don't have to worry about it coming back up. I don't know. You got me, man. Make the last few frames intro and I turn it off. Turn me off, you dumb idiot. Bitcoin Houston published today. Deutsche Bank sees 5 to 6% Fed target rate and deep U.S. recession. Significant recession by next year seems likely. It says U.S. unemployment may rise several points projected. I can see that happening. I was trying to breathe my water again. Maybe I was inspired by my fish shirt to try and breathe water. It doesn't work. I still cannot get the oxygen out of water. I can try. I think I tried this like a week ago and it didn't work then either. Okay. Yes. 5-6% Fed target rate would translate probably to 7 to 8% for your mortgages. That would definitely slow the housing market down 100%. Like, housing market dead. Housing prices. Now, the one thing we've got going for us as far as unemployment is concerned is we have fewer workers than jobs available. So that may be the one buffer we have right now. Because we have so many openings and no one to take those positions, we stand to benefit if it does contract. Businesses aren't in the position largely to lay off people. Well, Robinhood is, but others may not be in that position to lay off people. But I do think recession is definitely in the cards. Luke Z, Fed stopped buying assets. It appears so. Proja Sun, Houston ever get into Hawkwind? Space Ritual Live is a stellar album. I've never heard of Hawkwind. Put that on the ye old. Use my Squamps kitty pen and Hawk Wind. They are a band. Okay. That's on the list. All right. I still didn't. I put that underneath your boson mass considerations thing you asked last time, and I haven't looked that up yet either. So we'll get there. Okay. Hey, I'm only 32 minutes behind in the chat, so we're cruising right along. We're still sitting at their $265 towards our $500 goal to help all the creatures we can. So remember to get in there and help our little buddies. And let's get that goal. Let's not necessarily rely upon the people who are going to watch this show recorded later jumping in there and doing it. Let's get it. Let's get it tonight. We got like an hour and 10 minutes to try and accomplish another $235. We can do it. We can do it, man. Hoshi Gaming, thanks for explaining. It made me laugh while learning signs of a good professor. Have a nice night. Oh, thank you, Hoshi. That's very kind of you to say. Ooh, Adult Swim teases Season 8 of Venture Brothers? Really? Because I could go for that. Venture Brothers is pure genius. And, was it Lars? What's that guy's name? The one that does Dr. Girlfriend's voice. That guy just cracks me up. Okay, Hammer. Something Hammer. Lars Hammer. Something like that. Okay. Yes, Drew Saul, help a great cause. This is helping a great cause. Okay. This back to Elon Morgan one. Twitter could cause a squeeze if Elon takes it private. They will have to either cover shorts of synthetics or pay out billions in cash. Yes. So if there's a significant number of synthetics that exist for Twitter, they could be really screwed on that. I don't know how many do. I don't think they've been a heavily shorted stock like the others. That's the one question. But there may be a price squeeze that happens in there. In Project Sun, did you see where NASA beamed a doctor to the ISS in the world's first hollow portation? They project an image of a doctor there. There was a hologram sent there. How come I didn't know about that? Give it to me. Odyssey, your link sucks. There we go. Oh, your link still sucks. All right. Schmidt was holoported ISS in 2021 with his team as they were recorded by high-tech camera, compressed and beamed to the space station. Interesting. How long could they beam? Do we have images of that? I don't see any. There's a radio piece about it, but I bet if I click that button, someone's going to go, "How dare you?" And then they're going to steal all this charity money. So I'm not going to chance clicking on that thing. Huh. I wish I'd see an image of that. Show me. Why would a news article not have a picture of a holographic doctor? We do. Image of the doctor? Is that the image of the doctor? Oh, that's it. That's freaky. That looks like a horrible... There's a doctor... What the heck? Huh. Were they wearing their weird augmented reality glasses for it? That's kind of freaky looking. He's doing his live long and prosper thing. That's freaky deaky. But, welcome to the future of half a man floating around in 0G. Can you imagine explaining this to somebody in 1785? Be like, look, there's going to be a doctor. We're going to turn him into light and send him to space. And he's going to talk to a bunch of people who live up in space. And they're like, what are you talking about? Just hang with me here as I explain this. Whoa, big jump. We're at $350. Hot damn. That means we're 70% of the way to our goal. Oh, it's so good. So good. Come on, move. So we can thank, we got Anonymous and Andrew Stewart and Anonymous. Thank you so much, guys. We're so close. We're just 150 away from our goal of helping all these animals at $500. I feel like this is my once a month pledge drive. You listen to the radio and NPR comes on or watch PBS or something, and they're like, oh, just bring me back to All Things Considered so I can find what's in the news. I can listen to you talk about tote bags and how important it is that I pay just $120 so that you can bring me all things considered. Okay. Mike Russo, Houston, how do you feel about biodiesel? My friend owns a biodiesel company in New York City, and he collects used cooking oil from restaurants all over the city and converts it to biodiesel. I think it's fantastic. I have a farmer friend here on the island who owns a rather famous truck here that's just a hunk of shit. It's this big, giant, lifted Cummins 3500 Dodge Ram, and just looks like it's been through a war zone. And on the back, it's got, on the bumper, it just says, shit'll buff out. Monkey Butt's got some famous pictures with it. I'll try to post one to the internet later if I remember. But yeah, it's all, he runs just straight cooking oil. Like, they just filter the cooking oil and run it through the diesel engine. They don't even bother like refining it or anything. It's just straight cooking oil that gets burned. It smells like French fries when it drives by. There is a law. I'm not sure about other states, but I think in Washington there's a law that any restaurant has to offer their cooking oil waste to anyone who wants it. So you can just roll up to a diner and be like, "Hey, got any cooking oil?" And they have to go, "Yep, out here in the back," and they have to give it to you. I don't think they have to give you the container, but give you the oils inside, and you bring your own container. So my oldest brother for a long time had a biodiesel truck, and he did multiple trips across the country. I think it was a bus. He did multiple trips across the country just off of cooking oil for free. The fuel mileage isn't the best. It does smell like French fries or sometimes weird things like cotton candy and weird stuff. But, it's there. It's just going to get thrown away or used for... Maybe we can save it for our torches and pitchforks if things don't go our way. So, but biodiesel is awesome. Biodiesel is really awesome. Okay. Daniel Batchelor, if hedge funds have big short positions across the market and the market tanks, doesn't that increase their value and negate margin call? I mean, if they were equal opportunity monsters all across the board, yes. But usually they got stuff they want to do well and stuff that they want to do bad. And I don't think they often play both sides of that. They may counteract by buying like, okay, I'm going to short this stock, but just in case, I'm going to buy a bunch of puts in the SPY. They may do things like that, but they also hold lots of bonds. And if those bonds do poorly, they don't think they have enough credit default swaps or insurance on those bonds to make way. It's really, really hard to guess everything that's going to go tits up and everything that's going to do well. A lot of it's a wash in the end because they just, like you and me, we can only make so many plays, right? I realize I'm still on small Houston. We can only make so many plays, and we can't necessarily do it all. Like I can only make 10 stocks. I don't have enough money to like put my finger in every pie. Big hedge funds institutions can. Big institutions, those big index funds, they literally buy like at least one of everything. That's their goal. The huge index funds, they buy everything because everything over time does go up, even if there's some crash and burn. The overall trend of the market is up, 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 up. So your big vanguards and stuff, they have everything. But you and I don't necessarily have that ability. We can invest in a vanguard and have that little bit of everything, but that doesn't necessarily hedge us against an overall market collapse. We'll still be affected by it, and if we were borrowing on that, we would get hit hard. Yes. Ooh, up to 375. Oh. Anonymous jumped in there again. Thank you. Sad Boy Incorporated. Thank you again. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there, man. And we got the David Morgan and the William Morgans in here. Got all the Morgan clans. Okay. Lightning Angel 4, thanks for everything you do. As a small XX GME holder, I hold for y'all. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Yes. Project Sun, one of my best friend's bands, fitted a bus using biodiesel to their tour. That bus smelled like lovely French fries, but had a bunch of issues. Yeah, it can be really dirty. So, as I think making sure the timing works on those engines with just straight cooking oil is can be pretty brutal. Houston, I know the VIX measures volatility, but what is specifically that makes it go up and down? I think they're invested in negative beta, probably insurance stuff. What is in the VIX? Oops, I did that wrong. All there we go. Okay, VIX had a great day today. They went from 28 to 33.76. Not bad. But VIX. Let's see what's in the VIX exactly. The CBOE Volatility Index, Chicago Board Options Exchange Volatility Index. So, what is in it? Specifications. Okay, so it's based on bonds and the maturity level, options prices, S&P 500 options prices, fixed takes, inputs, and market prices, the call options. Okay, so it does lots of call and put options. So I think that's why it's a short-term thing. So if the puts print, I think is when it goes up. So it's constantly just dumping money into puts. Okay, so VIX is the volatility of the variance swap and not of the volatility swap. All right, and it's completely written with a double integral underneath a radical is the formula for VIX. All right, so 30-day expectation of volatility based on European options in the S&P 500. Huh. All right, that is a crazy calculation. 0 to F, what's F? F is the 30-day for... Oh, you guys can't. I'm just reading the Wikipedia article. So, all right. Tau is the number of average days in a month, 30 days. Okay, so put 30 there. Got E to the tau. That's fucking weird. Oh, is it E to the pi? I can't read that very well. Looks like tau to me. Might be E to the pi. 30-day forward price, S&P 500, and P... K and CK are prices of puts and calls when the strike K, and 30 days of maturity. Okay, so this goes from 0 to 30, and this goes from 30 to infinity. All right, so puts and calls. So I do puts from 0 to 30 days and calls from when those calls trigger to infinity, it looks like. And then you take the square root of the whole thing. And why I do that, I don't quite know. But I'm sure there's some nerd who knows what that's all about. All right. Interesting. Volatility index. Just think, when puts print, it makes money. That's what I'm getting from that equation. And that's why it makes. So, there you go. All right. Josh Walker says oil and gas about to take off. I think you're probably right. Summer travel season's coming. And a lot more goods have to get trucked right now because ports are having such an issue that some ships just have to unload at any port they can because they can't afford to wait, travel up the coast and drop in more ports just because there's such wait lists happening. They just go take everything, put them on trucks, send them out. Which is, I think, also why you're seeing, companies like Walmart now offering $110,000 a year for truckers. Because if you guys want to make $10,000 a month, go get a trucking license and start driving a company truck. Now, I don't know if you are an owner-operator, you end up with all sorts of weird costs. If you're stuck with one of those, watch the John Oliver on trucking. He did it a few weeks ago. If you are ever like, oh, maybe I'll just become a trucker. Watch the John Oliver on trucking because They show how some of these trucking companies really screw over their employees. Like, hey, lease to own this truck, you could be your own owner operator, and then they nickel and dime you to the point where you owe them more than what you get paid at the end of the month, and you get screwed. And then with oil prices high as they are, if you are responsible for your own oil or gas, diesel costs, then you might be screwed as well. But if not, $110,000 a year. That's almost $10,000 a month. That's more than I make now for sure. Go double clutching. Bex Houston, happy birthday. Did you see in the news there's a whistleblower found dead? No. Deutsche Bank whistleblower found dead in Los Angeles. Really? Alright. Self-described comically terrible spy who is believed to have worked with the federal authorities investigating the activities of Deutsche Bank and his ties with former President Donald Trump was found dead in East Lincoln Park, police said. Valentin Brucksmith, 45, was found about 7 a.m. Monday in the 4500 block of Multnomah Street, according to the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office. An autopsy was pending to determine cause of death. Brucksmith was reported missing last year. Police saying he was last seen around 4 p.m. April 6, 2021. So this has been a year? Driving Redmond Cooper Riverside, reached out time to help. Yet throughout his reported disappearance, Brucksmith's Twitter account, Bikini Robot Army, remained active, and he also apparently maintained contact with friends and journalists. Investigative journalist Scott Stedman of the website Forensic News wrote on Twitter that he last spoke to Brucksmith in January. He had said Brucksmith supplied me and other journalists with Deutsche Bank documents that highlighted the bank's deep Russia connections. It is very sad. I don't suspect foul play. Foul struggled with drugs on and off, waiting for further info. All right. Foul's father took his own life in 2014. That's a bummer. That would do a number on you. His stepfather was a Deutsche Bank executive. So, New York Times reported 2018 he helped the FBI get documents. They also wrote about his drug issues and far-fetched theories. So, he may have been consumed. He may have had some other demons. So, but still, whenever whistleblowers go to disappear, you go, that's going to raise all the conspiracy theory hackles in your mind, that's for sure. No, I had not heard about that, but now we know. And I have an eyelash in my eyeball. There it goes. Hey, make a wish. All right. Jesse Hartman, did you take your options play on DWAC? No, I have not. I did not do it yet. I totally forgot today. I had lots of stuff to do today, but I did not do that. Yeah, Bill Coyne, with inflation affecting rents, food, cars, and so on. I wonder if this will be a big travel year. Money has dried up. I think a lot of excess cash has dried up for a lot of folks. Those who make good livings, they don't even notice. But most people don't make good livings, and they will notice, especially if their mortgages and rents are climbing, just screaming right now. And you're paying twice as much as you were a year ago for such things. That eats away real quickly. We're at $425. Holy smokes. I totally missed when that happened. We're $75 away from our goal. When we get to $75, I can stop talking about it. How did we get there? Where did I see? I don't see who donated that. Because Sad Boy donated, we were at 365 or whatever. Where did someone somehow donated a bunch of money, and I have no way of seeing who did it. So thank you, whoever donated a bunch of money to help out with IFAW. Thank you, a special anonymous, I guess. Okay. Josh Walker, what material is a black hole past the event horizon? Is each a unique, constantly fusing new element? Is it converted to energy, gravity? Is it a new universe? We don't know. What we do know is it's likely a singularity, meaning all the mass of previous stars that have been sucked in or collided with this have collapsed down to a point in space that's infinitesimally small, but essentially infinitely massive. Not infinitely massive, but really massive. If you can get a core of a star above 1.4 masses of our own sun, so 1.4 solar masses, this is a decent sized star to make a core that big, then that collapses in a neutron star. You get it to about 8 solar masses, and that neutron star collapses into a black hole because the neutron degeneracy, I mean the neutrons on neutron action that are keeping them from passing through each other, can no longer hold up to that gravitational force, and they go and they pass into each other, and they basically fuse into every neutron occupying the same space as another neutron, an infinite number of them, and that's when you get your black hole. And your event horizon is basically the point at which gravity can no longer escape. Like, I think the dog ate my baseball. I normally use my baseball for these things, and I think this big idiot ate my baseball. Have you seen my baseball? Have you seen my baseball? Oh, wait, found one. All right, so don't listen to me. You don't get this. This is mine. So we know gravitationally we can throw a baseball in the air and it comes back down, right? We can toss that in the air, comes back down. Toss that in the air. The harder I throw it, the higher it will go. It'll hit my ceiling or whatever. But if I'm outside, I can throw it really hard and get it, 50, 60, 70 feet in the air, and it'll come right back down. If I shoot out of a cannon, it can go really, really high and go maybe a mile or two into the air before it comes back down. If I can shoot it out of a cannon at 11 kilometers per second, right? 11 kilometers, that's pretty fast, 11 kilometers per second. It's, about 7 miles per hour, or 7 miles per second. That thing would leave the Earth's atmosphere, continue on to the ends of the universe, and never fall back down. It would slow down, like it gets to infinity, and it would eventually slow down as it approached infinity. But it would keep going, essentially, forever. Oh, big dog. You're getting excited because I'm tossing a ball. No, go away. Go away. Ball isn't yours. Just get your head off the keyboard and go over there. Stay right there. Stay right there. Yes. Yes. Nope. You're going to put your head on the keyboard. No. We're just going to hold you here. I'll hold you like that. Okay. So, now that I'm teasing the dog with this ball, I'm trying to block his vision here. If I get the sucker to 11 kilometers per second, then that's its escape velocity for the Earth. It will never return. It will never come back to the surface. It's gone forever. And now with a black hole, that escape velocity is the speed of light. And nothing can go faster than the speed of light. So light leaves the surface of the black hole singularity, and gravity pulls on it so much that it's like a baseball slowing down. It slows down and then comes back. So the light makes a parabolic arc and returns back to the surface of the black hole. And depending on the mass inside that black hole, the event horizon can get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, or larger and larger and larger and larger, depending on how much mass there is there. If there's a whole bunch of mass, then there's a whole bunch of distance from that center of the black hole that can be where light cannot escape. If the black hole is very teeny tiny, then event horizon, if the Earth were to become a black hole, I think the event horizon is like 3 meters across. So it'd be a black hole. It's about yay big, right? So our singularity would be here. Light could not escape for about 40 inches on the side or so. And that is why that event horizon exists. And I don't remember where I was going with this whole question, but you're asking about what's in there, what's past the event horizon. Duh. Baseball. There you go. There's baseballs in there. Just lots of baseballs. Heavy, heavy, heavy baseballs. Okay. Oh man, we're up to 435. Anonymous and Javier, thank you. Thank you for your donations. We greatly appreciate it. And the animals of Ukraine appreciate it as well. Even if they don't know to thank you personally, I'm thanking you for those fuzzy little creatures. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you just reset, you stinker. Okay, I gotta scroll back up here. Gotta scroll back up. Where was I? Okay, highlighted. That was the... Oh, where were you? Oh, okay. Oh, there we are. Okay. There we are. Spencer's Inside Out sweater. If the general public profits from these crypto pumps, doesn't really matter. If they profit, or they could be bag holders. That's the problem with pump and dumps, is that if you don't get in early enough, you're like, oh, I need FOMO, and you can totally miss out. You buy at the peak and you get screwed. So that is a very real possibility. Okay. Highway Frog, how much has Elon's wealth received in government grants? Well, his wealth is in ownership of companies that have received a whole bunch in tax breaks, grants, emergency funding, government contracts, bailouts. I think Tesla alone is in like $4 to $8 billion in direct government grants, subsidizations, and tax breaks. And I'm sure SpaceX is greatly beyond that, just counting the contracts as well that they've received. So a lot of that money is taxpayer money that has gone to benefit these private corporations. So a lot. I don't know the exact number, but more than anyone in this chat combined has available to them. That's for sure. Vindicator, 38 million Twitter shares short is what the exchange is reporting, so we could assume it's higher. Okay, so 38 million. How many outstanding shares is there at Twitter? $763 million outstanding shares. So we're looking at 5% or so is the short interest. And 12% is held by insiders. Float is 700 million. Oh, you guys can't see this. I forget. I gotta click this so you can see what I'm looking at. So 763 million and change is total outstanding shares. 701 million essentially is the total float. So if short is 38 million, yeah, we're looking at about 5% is reported short interest, which we know is probably more than that. And I would guess when we got the stock price jumped a bit yesterday to over $50, I wouldn't doubt if we saw some shorts enter the market that way. There might be some people making some big bets that Elon is not going to be able to buy this company. That something squirrely is going to happen along the way with financing or with Tesla, and that I think there are folks making that bet that this is just not going to happen. And they may be betting really wrong. I didn't think Elon was going to come up with the cash personally, but he came up with half of it, and he found some investors to come up with the other half. So, yeah. We'll see. Probably stupid. Do I receive materials from my broker for the vote like I did last year? I'm on TD and haven't gotten any yet. Yes, you should. I have not received any of my proxy vote stuff yet, although I've heard other people have gotten them. But I have not gotten them yet for the vote. 750 Nuts on Schwab hasn't gotten theirs. Fidelity hasn't gotten theirs. Robinhood has. Okay. Aloha, Fried Tater. Okay. Widen your spread. The only thing better than a second intro is Houston realized he's stuck in an inevitable second intro. Ugh. There's nothing I can do. I'm powerless. I can either leave myself as small Houston forever, and you guys can just stare at whatever the screen may be in perpetuity, or I had to face the facts and deal with the second intro when I go back to Big Houston. And I just... It's like playing a bad game of chess and realizing you got checkmated in 3 moves and just being like, oh. Of course, I'm terrible at chess anyway, so... My best friend and I, freshman year of high school, every day after school, we'd walk to my house, we'd watch Eek the Cat and play a game of chess for like, I don't know, 50 days in a row. In those 50 days in a row, I lost every single game of chess except for one. And how I won, I don't even know. It was like in 3 moves, and all of a sudden I was like, huh, checkmated you. What did I do? He's like, I don't know how you did that, and I know either. So I can only win by accident and by the law of averages. Other than that, I don't think I had the attention span to actually become good at chess ever. So you guys could all smash me in a game of chess, and I would be like, oh well. I'll kill you in a game of Connect 4, but in chess, I do not have the skills. Jay's 22B. Love you, Wade. I won't sell out until I get the same number as you. Exactly. $10 million is a good sellout number. You can park that sucker. Not have to worry about a care. I can make my 80s vehicle collection without kind of cash and still live comfortably and drive around a bunch of slow, crappy cars and be as happy as a clam with my shit boxes. I'll gladly take money to shut up when I'm already quiet for free. There you go. Come on, Ken. This channel's for sale. $10 million. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's put it up on the market. Put a little for sale sign out front and see if there's any takers. Kyle Cooper, Houston, it's 7:40. What time will we read this? At 8:22 my time. Boned to my second intro, hoping for a third. Another beautiful day. Off-roading in Eastern Sierras. Oh, nice. It was a pretty lovely day here every 15 minutes. And every 15 minutes it was a horrible day with raindrops the size of cats bouncing off the house. And then 15 minutes later, beautiful, sunny, birds chirping, and then just dumping rain again. It was a very bipolar weather today. We're still at 435. We still need to raise $65 in the next 38 minutes for the creatures. So we can do it. We can raise $65 in the next 38 minutes for all those creatures. And you can put that in your tax write-offs that I donated to the IFAW to help animals around the world, especially in Ukraine right now. Get the help they need, and they can get the pets and purrs and butt slaps and all the stuff that all creatures love to have. Indicator, according to House of Cards DD, Citadel has 257 billion in short positions. That's a lot. This is Citadel, the hedge fund, not Citadel, the market maker, which are supposedly separate, but we all know that they are very much the same. I think Citadel is a $330 billion hedge fund, which means they can have up to $900 billion in margin, which... The eye roll out of my head just fell on the floor. See the back of my brain with those eye rolls. That's insane. Like a $900 billion margin. Like if you went to the bank, you owned your house. Let's say you owned your house. You owned your $500,000 house. And you're like, hey bank, I'm going to put my house up as collateral. And you are going to give me a $15 million loan. And the bank's going to go, no, we're not going to do that. But it's only a 30-to-1 margin. You do it with a hedge fund. Banks will be like, yeah, so. But they're not going to let you take out a $15 million loan on your $500,000 house, even though a hedge fund can do it. Or if it was related to crypto, a $50 million loan on a $500,000 house, because you do 100-to-1 on crypto margin. They're not going to let you do that. You are absolutely boned, man. So it's insane that anyone's allowed to take on that kind of play, and then to do the dumb things with it they've done. Well, last show we showed that if Melvin had just taken the original $20 billion they had and just dumped it into SPY, they could have made $148 billion in profit off their $600 billion in margin that they were allowed. So, yeah, why not just do that? And oh yes, yeah, we're at 520. Woo! Anonymous and Stonkinator pushes over the top. Fantastic. We made our goal. Life is good. We're helping creatures. We beat our goal. Way to go. Awesome. And keep it going. Those of you who watch the recorded show later, just keep it going. Help these creatures. We obliterated our goal, and we're helping everybody out on a wonderful Charity Tuesday. Give me ideas also for next Charity Tuesday in May. When is Charity Tuesday in May? What day is that? That is... Oops, wrong way. That'll be the 31st of May. So the day after Labor Day. Okay, Charity Tuesday in May is... Well, normally I do fourth Tuesday, but there's 5... 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 Tuesdays. So it could be the 24th or the 31st. I'm going to make it the 31st. Why? Because it's only 2 days from the shareholders meeting. And 2 days from the shareholders meeting, we might have some fun times with the stocks on that Tuesday. So next Charity Tuesday is going to be May 31st. That's what we're going to shoot for. So we're going to do it for that one. That sounds like a plan, right? Yeah. All right. I know you guys are at home agreeing, going, yes, sounds like I'm putting in my calendar right now. Charity Tuesday, May 31st, for whatever charity we're going to be doing. So, yeah. Okay. Now you're making fun of me for trying to breathe my water. Jay, I thought it was 65 billion. No, it's 65 billion in securities sold, not yet delivered. So there's $65 billion in naked shorts that they've sent out, that they've admitted to. But they don't admit to the ones that are owned or leased by short hedge funds. So if they sell something short, but the liability is leased from a hedge fund in one of these weird equity swaps, then that's not reported. So that 65 billion is just what Citadel has directly sold and not delivered. And it's twice as much as what they had in 2021, which is twice as much what they had in 2020. So it's only gotten worse and compounded more. Because Citadel is an evil company fronted by an evil man, and they do evil things. Give me $10 million and I'll stop saying that stuff. Okay. Hawkwind is one of Lemmy's bands. How come I never knew about that? Let's look that up, Projet Son. Okay. Matt asks, Houston, have you ever thought about collaborating with Boss Blunts? Think you would work well together? Yeah, Boss has been on here a couple of times. I've been on his show a couple of times. We've collabed. We're old hats at that. Probably closing in on when did we first collab? When would that have been? Sometime this past summer. So we're approaching a year since our first dance. I think Hunter Jackson was the first one to bring him on, because this was after he had uncovered all of the derivatives, like the $600 trillion in derivatives debt that all these banks hold, that are been trying to bury. Doc Hammer. Thank you, Andrew Stewart. I knew it was something like that. I said Lars Hammer, but then I realized Lars Hammer was the fake name that I gave Sack and Save grocery store in Hawaii for my little checker card to get discounts on groceries. That was Lars Hammer. That was my name, not Doc Hammer. All right. Dr. Girlfriend. Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. Love that show. Richard Nicewinder, Mr. Houston, if I wanted to invest in zinc, what mine would you invest in? Nickel already squeezed. People say zinc is next. Xstrata still own Kid Creek mine? Oh, it looks like they got bought out. Okay, was a multinational. Private company. Fate. Reversed IPO. Oh, they're back to being private. Okay. So Xstrata still exists, but they're a private company. They've got big zinc mines in Canada. Xstrata purchased 19.9% stake in Falconbridge. That's where they got a bunch of their zinc. And then they acquired the remainder 80% in 2006. Okay. But they're private. So Xstrata, I would suggest Xstrata, but they're a private company. So no, you cannot get their stock. But man, private company, and they did $31 billion in revenue. That was in 2012. So imagine what they're doing now. Holy smokes! Dang. So 10 years ago, they're pulling down $31 billion in revenue, and now with metal prices going bonkers, I bet they're just nuts. Who does good zinc? That's the first one that popped up was the owners of Kid Creek, and that's them. Glencore. I think Glencore is owned by Xstrata or Vedanta Resources. There's some big companies. Yeah, Vedanta Resources. Let's see which one of these are public. How about you? Nope. Private company. Vedanta is private as well. And they do $11 billion a year in zinc. All right. What about... Nope, close you. Glencore. Glencore public. So Glencore is a company you can invest in that does zinc. They are London Stock Exchange Glen. GLEN. So there's one. Who else could we do? Tech Resources. They're a public company. Their New York Stock Exchange is TECK. And they're doing about $12 billion a year. Okay, so Xstrata is still a bigger company, but private. Next, what are they? They're Lima Stock Exchange, so the Bolivian stock market. They're going to be hard to invest in, and they're not very big. They only could do a few $100 million in zinc. And then we have New Bolden is NASDAQ Stockholm. They do... That's in Kroner. I don't know about Kroner. Anyone who's Swedish awake right now? Alive. Webcam chat. Hot Girls and Boys is back. My biggest number one fan is Webcam's chat. Hot Girls and Boys video chat. They just love my show so much. It takes them about an hour and a half to get in here, but when they get in here, they make their presence known so well. I have no idea what the kroner is dollar, but they do 68 billion in kroner zinc a year. And China Min Metals, state-owned enterprise, 322 billion yuan a year in zinc and other metals. So looks like Glencore is your company. That's the one you want to invest in if you're looking at zinc. They seem like the biggest publicly traded one. They're easiest to get if you're an American, but they're on London Stock Exchange, not on NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange. So you will need international trading privileges. 750 Nut Del Sol. Here's my premise. GME becomes a behemoth worldwide corporation, top 10 in capitalization, resources to expand into all manners of e-commerce, gaming, and possibly replacing the DTCC. I mean, anything's possible. Whether they'll replace DTCC, I don't know. I do think if they ever wanted to move into blockchaining stocks of companies as NFTs, they have the network that can do that. And I think that would be brilliant because if they become a financial services company as well as, video games and entertainment and branding and all that stuff. I think it's worth looking into if it would become illegal to short sell them. Right? You can't short sell financial institutions. If GameStop moves into a financial institution, you can no longer short them, right? That makes sense to me. Wanna go? Jason Blackwell bullish on hot boys and girls cams. Woohoo! I know. I mean, I am 139 shows into my live shows. This means webcams, chat, XYZ, hot boys and girls have made probably at least 100 accounts just to come and get banned from my channel. It is impressive. I wonder which one of you is responsible for hot girls and boys video chat. Tabby says, hello, happy Ramadan, Saib, happy healthy food and vlogs. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan should be wrapping up here, isn't it? When does Ramadan finish? Finishes soon. May 1st. Is that when it finishes? May 1st, Sunday. So this Sunday, it's closing up. All right. I thought we were getting there. Getting close. Everyone can be awake during the daytime. Eat lunch out at an outside cafe during the day. Things to look forward to. All right. Where am I? I am still 40 minutes behind the chat. But we're at $565 raised for our little creatures. One of these days I'll do a charity show, and I know webcams, chat, XYZ, hot girls and boys video chat is going to donate for charity. You're making money off of your hot boys and girls. You should be able to have a little bit of that scratch to donate to a good cause and help animals that are stuck in a war zone through no fault of their own, other than being lovely creatures that people who were minding their own business were petting and enjoying and loving to death, and now destruction has befallen their land. And hot boys and girls, if you can spare the change, help out with some creatures. Right? Because everyone's playing with their monkeys, and help some actual animals out there. Okay. Wait. Colin, Philip, Mark, do you think Elon and Ryan Cohen talk privately? I have no idea. I don't know what the actual billionaire clubs are like, and if they meet and talk with each other, and I don't know. Usually, places like WEF, World Economic Forum, that goes on in Switzerland every year, that's kind of where they meet. Like, all the billionaires pay their fee, they go, they hobnob and rub elbows, and they finally meet a lot of these guys, especially ones that are around the world that might not be at their country club or whatever, and they make a lot of deals there. Outside of that, I don't know, like, what's the protocol? Like, what's the protocol to get a phone number to a billionaire and be like, sup, fellow billionaire, I am the billionaire who owns this company and this company, and I just want to say, like, hey, let's go skydiving together someday, and let's go kill some rare animals on Serengeti, and let's go buy a yacht and pack it full of supermodels and party in Ibiza for a week. I don't know, like, what the protocol is and how they get there. Do you get like, you reach the 3 comma club, and does like the AARP, like, you get a letter in the mail saying, welcome to our organization. Here are all the benefits and discounts that are available to you now that you are in the 3 comma club, and here's your maitre d and your American Express Black Card, and have at it. Enjoy the spoils that being a billionaire status affords you. I have no idea. I mean, it's not like you're going to run into each other at a restaurant if you don't already know each other. What is the networking like for that? If there's a billionaire in here and they know, please let me know. All right. Okay. Andrew Stewart, Houston, I have a feeling you've helped Wyoming tourism, immigration in some way. Well, Wyoming's a pretty cool state. I've only been there a couple of times in the winter. It is miserably cold in the wintertime. My toe did not enjoy how cold it was. But I did skiing at Jackson Hole. It was fun, though. That was a long time ago. But man, I love driving through that state and looking for, there's so many minerals there. So many. If you are a rock person, Wyoming is like the mecca of mineralization. And possibly, I don't want to say in the world, because like I never say it right, Minas Gerais in Brazil is up there. That chunk of the Ural Mountains where demontoids and Alexandria are found, that's up there. Madagascar, Myanmar, Burma. There's some like really gem heavy locations around the world where you just like every stone you turn, there's another crazy gemstone available. But Wyoming is one of those places. So many diamonds, so many opals, so many sapphires, so many rubies. I don't know if spinels are found there yet. I haven't found any formations that would suggest spinels. But there are emeralds, aquamarine, iolite, the gemstone of the Vikings. There are iolites the size of cars. There's just crazy gems to be found in Wyoming. So I did get that Surf Wyoming t-shirt from a viewer. That was awesome. I wore that when I was in Switzerland skiing. That was my ski t-shirt in Switzerland. It's a question from Daphne. Did I miss a question from Daphne? Sorry. Oh no. Anonymoth. What's a good estimated number of GME shares to have to be able to retire well? I mean, I think depending on how MOAS works and what prices sell at, if you do it right, 1. If you can sell in that absolute peak, that one share, even a fraction of a share, it might be enough to do it. I'm not counting on me having that kind of luck. That's why I've got my ladder sale. But you know, you could probably, if the prices reach that 6-figure mark, which is where I plan to sell share number 1, and keep climbing over time, 10 shares? Because by share 7, you could be selling for $1 million a share. If you had 14 shares, if you get to 14 shares, you're selling for like 19 point something million a share, with using that 50% ladder method that I've described in shows past. If you look and just dump them all, let's say you got 100 shares, right? And the price gets $100,000. That's $10 million. You can retire comfortably on that. You can retire comfortably on $3 million. That'll net you $250K or so in annuities with a Vanguard account. So I can live off that. That's way more than I make now. I could be comfy on that, and I can take good chunks of that and play the market some more with that kind of money. So yeah, I don't think you need that. I don't think you need that many if MOAS happens the way we think it's going to happen. If MOAS is a complete dud because the government steps in and screws us over and negotiates some sort of settlement price, and you know, we may have to take what money they give us and then buy torches and pitchforks with that. That might be what has to happen. So we may be investing in torches and pitchforks no matter which way it goes. But yeah. So I'm holding out for retirement with my meager holdings, and I think others should be able to do that as well. Do I still have stickers? Yes, I do. Still have stickers. I have exactly 50, and I have exactly 50 left. So I got the second package to open, and exactly 50 stickers. So if you send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address in the description, I will send you a Houston We Have a Problem sticker that looks like Oops. Looks like that. You can have one of those guys for your whip, your computer, your small child, whatever you want to stick those things on. You're welcome to. Back of a street sign. Someone else's car. Who doesn't like finding a random bumper sticker for somebody else on their car? That's a great way to get it out there. What is this? And they Google me and they go, oh, son of a bitch. Yeah. Whoa, we're at $600. We are 20% above our goal today. Awesome. We got some from SJ, from Anonymous, from another Anonymous, from Tony Tran and Luke Alexander and another Anonymous. Awesome, guys. We're blowing right past our goal. I set the goal lower today because it was a late show. I wasn't as organized. Didn't get to advertise it as early, and it was kind of a red day in the market. So I didn't want to get my hopes too high, but you guys have exceeded what low hopes I did set. And with 15 minutes to spare, we are 20% over our stated goal for today's charity show. So excellent. Very good. Yes. Andrew Stewart, Houston, next time you're in Northern California, or no, Northern Colorado, sorry, area, I could bring you to the rig I work on to check it out. If you ever want a guest to talk about drilling, I'll definitely love to discuss it. No politics part. No, it'd be awesome. Drilling rig out in Northern Colorado is fantastic. Where my opal claim is in Wyoming is a big drilling area, and you can only pick opals when the wind's blowing right, because otherwise you get all this hydrogen sulfide, and then you just choke to death. So, no, that stuff fascinates me. I'd love to. All right, Northern Colorado. Cool. Let's do it. Yeah, just the technical aspects of purring a hole in the ground. I like the purring a hole. I like that. Excellent. Talk to me, baby. BTW brand interactive brokers banned transferring shares of GME and AMC in European accounts, blocking DRS attempts. Interactive brokers are interacting with you in ways they I don't want. Scott Pollenworth loves Houston Wade. Oh, and of course the chat resets. It always resets when I scroll down too far. It just slams the bottom. Okay. So I'm still 40 minutes behind the chat. That's okay. We can live there. All right. Okay. There was interactive brokers one. Scott Pollen, Wade missed most of tonight because drinking German beers with friends. Thanks again for yesterday, Scott Stegmans. Oh, my pleasure. Okay. Mods install emotes Pogo. That's from Mundo. I don't know what that is. What is emotes Pogo? I have no idea what that is. Emotes Pogo. Emotes Pogo? Let me write that down. I can look that up. I have no idea what those are. Emotes. What was it? Pogo. I don't know what emotes Pogo is. There's lots of features on all this stuff. I have no idea. Like when I do a Twitch stream, I have no clue what any of it means at all. I know how to make the stream go live. I know how the chat works. But then all these bells and whistles and things happen and numbers appear. I don't know what any of it is or what it means and how it works. It is a complete foreign concept to me. And Twitch does not explain it well at all. I'm like, what is that thing? And Twitch is like, it's that thing. Like, that doesn't help me. I don't, like, they asked for all my bank information, but I have no idea how they pay me. I don't know how Twitch is weird. I don't know how it works at all. I don't know how anyone makes that thing work. I feel like such a boomer, doddering old man when I click on the Twitch and play a game and chit chat with people. I don't know what any of it means. It is so foreign to me. So the emotes Pogo, I don't know what that is or how to install it, but I'm going to look it up, figure out what that is. Okay. All right, people talking about Chicago. Kirk Wilson, happy birthday, brother. I'm still learning options. We lose money while not in the money. Losing by extrinsic value. Do we regain the lost money when we break even and get in the money? Yes. And if the stock gains or loses faster, depending on if you have a call or put, you'll gain more money faster. When it starts to even out, that implied volatility drops and you can lose some value. So if you're looking not to exercise but to sell, you want to sell as it's like rocketing. And before it flattens out or dips again, or the other way around. If it drops a bunch and you want to get out with your put, that's what you do. So there you go. Yes, Scott Pollan talks about theta decay. Theta decay is what you want to also read about, because the closer you are to expiration, the lower the overall value is going to be, no matter what the volatility is, if you are not yet in the money. Disc golf is fun. Extreme frisbee golf was always my favorite. Go to one of the forests here and just throw it through the woods to get to make a hole for that stuff. Okay. Rusty Nail, one charity stream for us AMC holders that averaged up long ago. AMC did not look too hot today. HYMC, Hycroft Mining, announced that they mined 5,000 ounces of gold in the first quarter, so that's $10 million in gold. And 16,000 ounces of silver, which is, what? Not quite 200,000? Not as much. $400,000 in silver, which they should be mining much more silver than that. But that silver is a lot more oxidized, is probably trapped more harshly in those sulfides, and is probably a lot harder to get out of there. So they need to exploit the 600 million ounces or whatever they have of silver. They probably need a much better extraction process that's going to be very expensive to do. But native gold, they can get out of these things. They're probably mining what native gold they can, but I doubt they're mining at a profit at this point. With a mine like that should be doing like $50 million in gold or $100 million in gold a quarter, if not more, for it to really be a profitable mine. They're probably mining that $10 million in gold at a $40 million loss overall. But Everton, Houston, how far do you think humankind can reach traveling out in space in 100 years? Oh, I bet once we start making permanent colonies on the moon, we will probably start exploring, testing high-speed travel. We're talking ionic thrusters, radiation engines, scramjets. I think we'll be entering those warp drive tests and things that have all been theorized. And we'll finally have a launching pad to practice and see what we can do and to test it out. So I bet within 30 years of a permanent base on the moon, we will have successful tests of crazy accelerating ships, which would make any settlements on Mars more viable. Because if you have a ship that can propel, can accelerate for a set period of time, for let's say you could have those engines on and have them on full burn for a week, right? They have enough fuel to burn those things for a week. So if you have a ship that goes from Earth to Mars, you can accelerate that ship at 9.8 meters per second squared for 3 days, right? And at 3 days, you turn the ship around and you decelerate at 9.8 per second meters squared for 3 days. And so in 6 days, you can get from Earth to Mars, and you will experience the equivalent effects of being in a 1G gravitational environment the entire time. and you can get to Mars in 6 days. That would be fantastic. Much better than, slingshotting around the Earth and Moon and then spending the next 10 months just gliding, coasting on your way to Mars, and then you lose all your bone mass and your muscle density, bone density and your muscle mass, and you go blind and you have radiation poisoning and all sorts of things that can happen to you on a long journey like that. So it would be better if we colonized the moon first and then did our tests for exotic travel for beyond our little sphere of influence that we're currently living in. Jason Blackwell, Houston, when next GeoGuessr? I keep meaning to play some, and then I get really tired and I don't. GeoGuessr makes my brain spin a lot, and it tires me out really fast. I enjoy playing it, but after 2 rounds, I'm I can't think anymore. My brain is doing a Google Earth inside my head and trying to figure out where I am, and it sucks a lot out of me. Ronald Rose, Houston, what do you think about pot stocks? Anything jump out at you? I know nothing about pot stocks. I am a square, so I don't really pay attention to them. So no, I'm sorry. I don't have anything for you. James Hebb, I'm going to Costa Rica from Australia in June for a wedding. Planning on Galapagos, fantastic, and Mexico as well. I have a couple of free weeks. Any recommendations? Well, I would love to go to Galapagos. Never been. I went to Costa Rica when I was 14 for a surfing adventure. But we didn't do anything except run from the hut to the ocean because there are howler monkeys who would throw feces at you if you walked slowly. So it was a quarter-mile sprint, dead sprint to get to the beach. And when we got to the beach, it was black sand that would just cook your feet, and then we'd jump in the water. And then after surfing all day, we had to sprint across the black sand because, again, it would cook your feet, and then sprint back to the hut. Otherwise, the howler monkeys would throw their shit at you. And then lived in fear of the howler monkeys inside the hut. So my experience in Costa Rica was not large. But it was fun. And the ocean was great. And the waves were wonderful. And, the sound of the howler monkeys were terrifying. And their feces were flying past your head. So there you go. Hi, monkey butt. Look at you. Look at you, you muscle-bound freak. Yeah. Hi. Luke Alexander, Houston, if there was one historical geologic event in this plant's history you could witness in person, what would it be? Flood basalts. I would love to see what flood basalts looked like and how long it took them to flow over things. And I still have never seen a pyroclastic eruption in person. I want to see a big steam burst explosion or something in person, and feel the ground and the air and all that stuff. I don't want to be close enough that I die, but I want to see a big eruption. And every time Mount St. Helens has erupted and I was in a place where I should be able to see it, it was cloudy, couldn't see it, or I was in Hawaii going to school, so I missed those. And then I was born a year after the big 1980 eruption, so I totally missed that one. But I would love to see an eruption like that. Yeah. Okay, we got 2 minutes to go. I'm scrolling to the bottom. Sorry if I missed any chats you had. I want to thank everybody for jumping in here, for donating to our great cause for the IFAW to help little creatures caught in the war zone in Ukraine. It's fantastic. Thank you so much for everybody that donated. We raised $600, 20% above our $500 goal. And if you're watching still at home on a recorded version, you can click right here below me. There's a little donation button on the right side of the screen, and you click that sucker, and you can donate still. You've watched this a year from now. You're going back to the archives, and you want to rewatch a bunch of shows of news that's completely out of date. You can still click on that and donate. Okay, Daphne, last question of the day, right here, 8 to 9 p.m. Houston, how do you figure out where to pull over and what roads to take to hunt for precious minerals and rocks? Oh, man. I map it out. So we go to Google Earth here. I map it out. So we got to leave Vermont here, get to the west. So I have you know, all sorts of locations all over mapped out. A lot of them are ghost towns because ghost towns are places I like to visit. But some places are specific things I want to look for in mine. So let's see here. What's that weird dog doing? Doing weird stuff. Let's find one that's a good... What am I going to look at? These might be... Oh, I wonder if this KSV file might be on my laptop. These might just be all the ghost towns, unless... Okay. Those ones are turned off. Okay, I get... No, don't... Mine cache. Where are you? Do I not have them on here? Where's my KSV file? All right. This might just be my ghost. Oh, no, here we go. So, potential kimberlite spots. So, like, all right. So, here in New Mexico, right? Here's a big chunk of old rock in New Mexico. And you can see that we've got all these little dry lake beds. These little round, couple acres in size dry lake beds all over the place. And when you see rocks like this in Wyoming or Colorado, these are like all kimberlite pipes. And so they could be where you find diamonds. So this is a spot in Wyoming, or sorry, in New Mexico, where I think that I can find kimberlites. So I've got some of these mapped out for little dirt roads. It's like this one crosses one of these little dry lake beds here. And so it's an easy spot for me to go out and test. I can drive out, test this sucker, see if there's any kimberlite material in there. There's some others that might not necessarily be on dirt roads, but this one goes right around one of these little dry lake beds. So, you know, you can take these points, you can pop them into your GPS, and you can literally just drive there. I used to have an old Pioneer GPS unit in my truck that I flipped, and I could take the KSV file, this file that give all my little points, my little pins on here, and I could pop that in on SD card, and it would just load into their GPS system. Now I use cheaper Chinese, like what do they call them, computers. They're basically tablets that have Android on them, and I can just use a Google Earth and follow them that way. So I can say, hey, drive to this point right here, like directions to here, boing, and load that into my I want to go from Seattle to directions to here. Yep. So here we go. Wait, what's happening? Why am I in the ocean? Anyway, oh yeah, okay, so from Seattle I can make the directions go through all these spots. And then I can set it up so I can be like, okay, if I'm going to drive from Seattle to Nevada, I want to hit as many ghost towns as I want along the way. I can bounce between all these guys and get to that spot that is possibly a kimberlite formation in New Mexico. So that's just Google Maps, man. Like I can do so much more in a matter of days than all these pioneers did with like mules and donkeys and stuff over months and months or years of their lives. And it's pretty rad. Pretty rad indeed. Okay. Yeah. That's all we got. Charity Tuesday. We're done. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a regular show at some point. And we'll talk more then. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for donating to IFAW. And yeah, let's we'll figure out another charity for May 31st. We'll make it a good one. And hopefully we'll be in the middle of a nice little proto squeeze or something in there, and everybody can be really giving with their money. So we'll find a good charity there. All right, dogs, you guys ready? I'm ready. All right, toodaloo. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.